Nobody's perfect. Well, we all pretend to be. I've been working for 5+ years, and I feel like I ain't been getting nowhere in my life. Let me know how many of y'all been working for 5+ years, and y'all feel like y'all still stuck. Now, if I could go back in time and change one thing in my life, I know what I would change. I would change that I want to start living for myself and not for others. That's what I would change, because most of us, we're living for others and not for ourselves. We always care what people think. And I know that's human nature, because in reality, y'all have dreams, y'all have goals, and since you've been working for 5+ years or however long you've been working, you still feel like you're in the same spot, because you're starting to realize that you're being programmed. And I know it's crazy to say, because you thought once you got a job, your problems will go away. But in reality, your problems are still there. So some of y'all might want to run your own business. Some of y'all want to be artists, actors, anything you want to do in that sort. But as you look at life, you start to realize, like, why am I still in the same predicament? Because you're not believing the lies no more. You're starting to wake up. Now, let me take y'all back, because I'm an artist. I'm going to tell y'all why I wanted to do music. Back then, I was in high school. I was in the 10th grade. So one day in my class, we had to recite a poem in front of the class, right? This is my first time making up something like this, because I used to play basketball. But that's what made me fall in love with music, right? So we had to come up with this poem that we made up on our own in front of the class. So I get up there. So I say my poem. People start liking the poem. So I'm starting to feel excited. I'm starting to feel like, dang, I wrote something that people like. And it was just this one girl behind me. And then she asked me, like, did you write that? I told her, yeah, I wrote it. Feeling excited, you know. She was like, that was sweet. So that's what inspired me to make music. So ever since that day, it's been on. So I started living my life. Then I graduated high school. And then things went on. And I still always wanted to be a rapper, but I didn't know nothing about the game. I didn't know about the contracts or none of that. So I'm kind of grateful that I didn't make it when I was young, because they probably would have took advantage of me, you know? I just wanted to be signed. And I'm saying took advantage of me money-wise. So as I got older in life, I started to realize, until just recently, that you can't be doing things just based off money. So that's why I was stagnant, because I was thinking that a job would make my problems go away, but it really didn't make my problems go away. And I kept saying I wanted to be an artist, but I never executed. And that's what we go wrong at in life, because we don't start. We keep saying that, but we never make our goals happen. We don't show up. And I'm guilty of that too. I used to always say, I'm going to do music, but I could never find a way to go to the studio. I always used to say, I ain't got no money. So in reality, as I got older, you do need money to get your goals accomplished, but you don't know how to generate revenue, because you believe in the lies that they told you. They only telling you that you can only make money from a job, and we don't want to put the time in. So that's why you feel like you've been working 5+ years or 10+ years, and you're not getting nowhere in your life, because you're not making that much money. So when you want to do something else in your life, you got to take a loan out. And you ain't got enough money to pay the loan. Let's just be honest. Because you putting your focus in the wrong places. You don't know how to value your time. I didn't know how to value my time. So that's why our times seems like they was wasted. Because as we go on and we live our life, it's like you're still in the same predicament. But you got potential. You just didn't know how to bring it out of you. You just didn't know how to show up because you're so used to the negative energy around you, like your family and friends saying that you should give up. You wasting your time. So in reality, you believe what they say. So I had to start learning. I had to start realizing that people put their fears onto you. So once I started learning that, and I just show up and I keep going, I started realizing I can't listen to people no more. So in reality, that's what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to just go for y'all goals, go for y'all dreams, and figure out a way to just generate revenue other than working the job. You may have to put that time in, a year or two. Doesn't matter. As long as you put the time in, now you learning how to execute. And that's what's going to make you successful in your dreams and your goals. And I know that's quite funny. I used to think about this back in the day, that somebody was coming to save me. I started realizing that nobody's coming to save me. I'm responsible for me. Once I started taking accountability for my actions and the time that I wasted, I started to be more serious about my craft. Some of you guys, y'all say y'all serious about your craft, but actions speak louder than words. So based on your actions and how you be moving, are you really serious about your craft? Or you just saying you serious about your craft and you not executing? What I keep telling y'all, like I said previously, you have to execute. That's where we all go wrong at. But let me take you back to how I came up with my rap name. I done heard the jokes. Man, I'll just skip past your music with a name like that. Or this is how I came up with my name. I used to play video games, right? I used to be into basketball a lot. I used to play a lot of basketball games, a lot of adventure games, a lot of fighting games, right? It was this game called NBA Street Volume 3. Now, if y'all play NBA Street, y'all know what I'm talking about. It was this song on there called Reminiscing. Pete Rock. It was on NBA Street Volume 2. That's the first time I heard that song. And I fell in love with that song. Every time I hear it, it's just like magic just comes on to my soul every time I hear that song. Because I like the beat. Sounds like a jazz beat, if y'all know what I'm talking about. But the best NBA Street was NBA Street Volume 2. Street Volume 1 was cold too. But when I bought NBA Street Volume 3, I was playing a game on there. Then my creative player, his name was Skip Campbell. I didn't keep the Campbell, but I just kept the Skip. So that's how I made my name. So that's how I became Skip, you know? And back then, when I was going to high school, you know who was running the mixtape game? Lil Wayne. So if you was back in high school, you know what I'm talking about. Everybody had Lil Wayne on their phone. Everybody was playing Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne was the hottest thing out back then. You know, people were still doing their thing, but Lil Wayne was running it. So you had to be there to witness that. Lil Wayne was killing the game. So let me name you my top 5 rappers of all time. Number 1, you know what I'm going to say. Tupac Shakur. Number 2, Eminem. Number 3, I'm going to shock you with this. The mixtape Weezy. Not just the regular Lil Wayne. The mixtape Weezy. Number 4, Cameron. Number 5, J. Cole. And see, my favorite Tupac album was All Eyes on Me. But I listened to Me Against the World more because All Eyes on Me had a lot of songs on there. I'm going to be real with y'all. And then my favorite Cameron album, you got to Come Home With Me and Killer Season. I like the movie Killer Season. That's one of the best movies of all time. If y'all ever saw that before, then you got J. Cole. My favorite J. Cole album is The Cold World, the first one. He got other Cole albums too, but that's my favorite one. Eminem, you got Eminem Show. You got Marshall Mathers LP. And let me tell y'all about music. because music is a form of art. I just listen to it as entertainment, because a lot of people probably would say, oh, Eminem music is crazy and things like that. But in reality, it's entertainment. So y'all gotta stop being too invested into entertainment. So that's what makes him great, because he know how to entertain you. And then last but not least, my favorite Wayne album. Let me say my favorite Wayne albums. You got the Carter 2 and the Carter 4. But my favorite out of those two, I would say the Carter 4, because I still listen to that to this day. If you're a Wayne fan, you know what I'm talking about. The Carter 4. So, those are my selections. Those are my top picks. And with those 5, you can't lose. Let me know who could beat those 5 in a rap battle. If you know, put it in the comments. And I express things like this in my videos to take your mind off what's really going on in this world, the sad realities out here, because it is crazy out here. And we don't know what's just going to happen next. So that's why I just reminisce about the good times, because it takes my mind off the pain that we have to deal with when we living in this world. And something got to keep you going. Sometimes y'all resort to walking your dog. Some of y'all listen to music every day to keep y'all going. Because in reality, you need something to get you through the day. Because you got to keep showing up. And that's what I had to tell myself. I got to keep showing up. If I don't show up, how am I going to accomplish something? Now, let me explain to y'all what I mean by just keep showing up. You see how you guys are my YouTube family, and I love y'all. So shout out to my YouTube family. I appreciate y'all. I started a channel. And starting a YouTube channel made me more structured, because I didn't have no guidance before I did YouTube. So I've been doing this for a while. And now that I'm showing up, it's teaching me in life that you always got to show up. And you know what I regret about the YouTube channel? I wish I could have started it sooner. You see what I'm saying? So if you don't start, you don't know where you would be. But if you never start, you already know the outcome. You ain't going to accomplish nothing because you never start nothing. So you have to stay dedicated to what you want to do in life. So that whole time you was working on 5+ years or 10+ years, you should have been started 10 years ago. What if I would have failed 10 years ago? Well, at least you would have gave yourself time for trial and error. And that's the things I had to learn in life. Sometimes we got to experience trial and error just to get to where we want to be. Because if you don't have hope in nothing, you're not going to want to do it. And a lot of y'all just want to do things and y'all want success right away. And that's where we go wrong at. We always want the instant success, the instant gratification, and it don't work like that. And then the little success that we get, we always be like, oh, that ain't nothing. That's only $5, $10. So what? But you don't know what it can turn into. Y'all got to stop thinking like that, because it ain't how you start. It's about how you finish. I keep telling people that all the time. So that's why I make these videos, because I have to keep telling myself I have to get up every day. So when I do something new in my life, if I want to create merchandise or anything, I feel good about that, because I'm finally starting to execute my plan. So for those who love me and y'all my YouTube family, that's why I'm coming out with new things every day, because I have visions. And don't nobody see your vision but you. So in reality, you can't really listen to your family. You can't really listen to your friends, because they're really not going to support you, because they don't see your vision. That's what they was brought up on, the working. And you doing what they told you. You getting a job. Is it really helping you? Is you happy? Do you really want to be financially free? Or you feel like if you financially free, it's going to make you more sad? But in reality, if you wasn't happy when you didn't have no money, yeah, it's going to make you sad, because you didn't learn how to be happy and just wake up and show up and stop worrying about money. So that's where we all go wrong at, because we always, worried about it. And I know you need money to survive. That's cool. But just do it for your passion. Do it for your purpose. And a lot of us, we don't know what our purpose is because we're so caught up in living for others, we forgot our purpose. So we don't know how to function. We don't know how to execute because we keep being worried about what's going to happen, the outcome. We keep fearing that it's not going to work. And then a lot of people did stuff in the world that you see this day that's very successful. And it didn't work the first 5-10 years, but you only see the 10th year where they own now. And then you basing their life based off that. So that's where you going wrong. Even when I started this YouTube channel, didn't nobody believe in me. They told me that ain't no real job, that's YouTube. Your channel ain't gonna get no traction. Now I'm almost at 5,000 subscribers. I started this in January. And I told myself that I wasn't gonna worry about nothing. I wasn't gonna worry about no views, no nothing. I'm gonna just post. And look what I'm doing. So it's safe to say that I'm proud of myself. Sometimes you gotta be proud of yourself, even when others are not proud of you. Cause I take this serious. I be up here every day doing videos just for my YouTube family. Because I feel like if I don't do no video, I feel like I'm hurting my YouTube family. So that's why I stay dedicated. That's why I stay doing videos, because how you think you're going to get successful if you don't do progress? And it doesn't happen overnight. That's why I'm starting to learn that once you have that mindset, you can't be stopped. So in reality, when you live in your life and you feel like you're just not going nowhere, it's because you're a part of the program. And once you learn not to be a part of the program, your life is going to start progressing. It might not progress tomorrow. I'm going to be honest with you. But once you put your time in, you're going to start to see some progression. And where y'all go wrong at is that y'all need to start celebrating y'all small wins and keep working. That's where we go wrong. Because slow grind is better than no grind. Long as you executing, even if it's moving slow, long as you executing, it's going to happen. I don't see you losing because you executing. So that's what people go wrong at. They don't execute nothing. So in reality, if you don't execute, how you going to accomplish your goals? Like I told you previously on this video, that's how I came up with my artist name, Skip. I have some projects out. You can look up Skip Any Means, Skip Cruise Music, and you will find it. But that's where we go wrong. And that's all I want to stress to y'all, because you're stagnant with your life because you looking at social media too. I ain't gonna lie. You seeing everybody doing good on there, and you comparing your life to that. And some of these people pages, they got 7-8 million followers. They've been doing it for a long time. You just only see when they got all the views. So when you post something, you think you're gonna get views right away. And that's not how it works. Even when people say they go viral. Some people say they go viral overnight, but majority of the people, they say they went viral a year later or 6-7 months later. Because at the end of the day, it takes time. And I know most of y'all was just brought up on you supposed to save your money. That's cool. But how can you save your money if you live in an inflation with so much going on in this world? It's hard for you to save. Because every time you want to save, here come another bill. And that's why you stagnant too. Because you're going to get all these bills in your life. And whatever you want to do, it's going to stop your show. Because you keep letting it stop your show because you keep living life based off one income. So that's why you're not successful or where you want to be in life. That's why you feeling like you're stagnant, because you're still in the same spot. You know how people be saying that these people have been standing on the corner for 5-10 years and they ain't doing nothing with their life. But you've been working at your job 5-10 years and you still at the same spot. You just not on the corner. So you got to look at things different. Because I know that's why y'all feel like y'all ain't been doing nothing with y'all life and y'all still confused. Because you living off one income. Then you get a credit card. So now you in another debt. And now you just in holes that you can't get out of. And you got to get yourself out that hole. But in reality, you don't know how to, so it's like you breaking down. And that's what a lot of y'all feeling like right now. Because I was feeling like that too. Breaking down, living from check to check. But somehow, you still got to smile through all that. Even if you live from check to check, you still got to smile. Even when it's raining, you still got to show up. And that's where we got wrong at. Now, how many of y'all heard of the rapper? His name is Lil Russell. And he was talking about he spent $100,000 a month to promote his music. I was watching a clip. And he's not a mainstream rapper, but he's doing this thing out there though. Some of y'all heard of Lil Russell, some of y'all have not. But when I seen that, and I realized, and you spending $100,000 a month on promoting your music, and then most of us, we don't even make $50,000 a year, and we got to work overtime just to make $100,000 a year. Once I heard that, I woke up and I realized, I was like, how was I ever gonna become an artist? I don't even make close to that. So that's why you stagnant, because you're not making enough money. And I know you don't supposed to worry about money, but you have to do something to set yourself up so you can be financially free. And if you working at your job, you ain't gonna never be financially free. So until you start figuring out what you want to do with your life and learning how to generate revenue, because it's more than one way to get to your journey. That's what we keep being stuck on, because we keep being programmed. We keep listening to people telling us, this is what you're supposed to do. And this is for my entrepreneurs. If you're happy with your job, this don't apply to you. But if you want to get out your job and you know you're not happy, then you can listen to it. So you have to set yourself up for good investments in the future. So whatever you want to do, I don't care if you got to sell candles. If people want to buy your candles, you're learning how to generate revenue. And that's where people go wrong. Because we don't know how to generate revenue. We always relying on the job. Because when the job fire you, it's stopping your show. If you keep living your life based off, okay, I'm about to find a job. The job never hire you. Now you wasting time. And even if you don't got no job, I'm not going to say you're a loser because you don't got no job. In reality, you got all the time in the world to figure it out now. So those who don't have a job, you can put your time somewhere where it's needed. You can start doing your research. You can start putting the time in. And once you stop being worried about money and just showing up and doing it for a passion, your life is going to change. And then it may take you that year or two. But if you're going to be a millionaire and make $1 gazillion and it took you 2 years, who cares? But you didn't make nothing the first 2 years, or you only made $100. So what? At least you made that $100 the first 2 years. Because you didn't stop at $100. You didn't look at it like, man, it's just $100. That ain't no money. And a lot of people do that. But that ain't no money. It's only $100. You looked at it like, what can this $100 turn into? So now you're a millionaire because that's how you looked at it, because you didn't value money. You didn't say, man, that ain't no money. Now you tripping about money. If you say that ain't no money, you wasn't tripping about money. You was looking at it like, I could turn this $100 into $3 million. It may take me 3 years to do it, but I don't have to work 10, 15 years and only make $50,000 a year. And after taxes, you probably getting 30 or 20, and you still stuck in the same predicament. And time is just moving slow at that point because you feel like you're stuck. I've been there before. And I'm still here and I'm trying to escape just like you. Nobody's perfect. I'm just keeping it real. But we all want to be financially free. For my entrepreneurs, I'm speaking for y'all. So when I try to get y'all involved in things that I'm doing, it's me just sharing my progress, you know? And I'm sharing it with y'all, my YouTube family, because I'm happy for me. I want y'all to be happy for me too, and I'm happy for y'all. Whatever y'all want to do in y'all life, it's all good. So that's why I keep bringing you amazing videos like this, because I have to share this with y'all. And the things that I used to consider that was boring, I don't consider them boring anymore. You know, I get out my comfort zone. All the stuff that I wouldn't watch, I just watch it on YouTube, because I watch YouTube every day. To be honest, YouTube is the best platform. That's all I really be on now. I put YouTube on my TV, watch it like it's cable. So that's why I'm sharing this video with y'all, because I want y'all to keep showing up every day. Because I keep telling myself this, I keep telling myself that. And every time that I made a mistake in my life about financial decisions, I always look at it like it's a lesson. Or I always look at people's lives or what they've been through. I don't take that like, man, that's boring information, I ain't about to listen to that. I be fascinated when I hear stuff like that, because I want to learn. And that's how you're going to get it right, by always wanting to learn. If you in your feelings and you don't never want to learn, you're going to stay stuck because you think you right all the time. If you right like you say, then why your life is still not measuring up to what you believe in? You see what I'm saying? So you got to look at that. So if your life planning out how you want it to be, then you're right. But if your life is not planning out how you want it to be, you was believing a lie. And it's time for you to just wake up. And that's my take on the situation. Because in reality, I want y'all to just think about that. And let me know what y'all think about this video. Y'all can like it and subscribe. And if you subscribe, welcome to the families. I'm going to see y'all on the next one. Peace.